The Kansas City Chiefs stunned the NFL world today with news that has sent shockwaves through fans, analysts, and insiders alike. A major figure within the organization has been abruptly fired, marking one of the most unexpected personnel moves in recent memory. Chiefs leadership described the decision as strategic and necessary, while insiders suggest there were underlying tensions and performance concerns that contributed to the abrupt termination. For a team renowned for stability, consistency, and high-level execution, this move signals a significant shift in culture and strategy. Understanding the impact requires examining not only the individual's role, but also the broader organizational context, including team performance, leadership dynamics, and future planning. The timing is critical. The announcement comes during a crucial phase of the season, where focus, morale, and cohesion are essential. Analysts are already debating how this decision could influence upcoming games, player dynamics, and team reputation. The sudden nature of the firing leaves room for speculation, yet the decision underscores that even high-profile positions are not immune to accountability. This chapter frames the context for the unfolding story. The individual at the center of the Chiefs' firing holds a pivotal role within the organization, contributing significantly to operations, strategy, or leadership. Known for previous successes, their abrupt termination highlights the unpredictable nature of professional sports management. This person's responsibilities span multiple domains, influencing both on-field performance and off-field strategy, making their absence immediately impactful. Analysts emphasize that such a sudden change affects not only the individual, but also the broader team ecosystem, including assistant staff, coaches, and players who relied on their guidance. The reasons behind the firing are layered, combining organizational performance metrics, internal evaluations, and perhaps strategic disagreements. While public statements frame the decision as part of long-term planning, sources suggest tensions had been escalating over time, culminating in a decisive action. Understanding the individual's influence is crucial to comprehending the full effect of the firing. Their expertise, relationships, and decision-making shaped both team dynamics and operational outcomes, meaning the Chiefs now face the challenge of adjusting quickly. This chapter examines the background and significance of the person removed, highlighting why the decision is both surprising and consequential. The Chiefs' firing comes amidst an environment where performance, expectations, and outcomes are closely monitored. Team metrics, including wins, losses, and statistical benchmarks, often guide personnel decisions. While the Chiefs have maintained competitive performance, internal reviews sometimes reveal gaps in strategy, cohesion, or management execution that may not be visible publicly. Analysts suggest that this firing reflects a deeper evaluation of accountability, where individual contributions are assessed against the broader goals of the organization. Leadership cohesion, alignment on vision, and adaptability under pressure are critical criteria for success, and lapses in these areas can trigger major personnel shifts. The team's recent performance may not have fully matched organizational expectations, prompting leadership to act decisively. This move also signals to remaining staff and players that outcomes and responsibility are paramount, reinforcing a culture of accountability. Examining team context provides insight into why a high-profile firing can occur even when public results appear satisfactory. Understanding this dimension clarifies that decisions in elite sports organizations often balance performance, strategy, and long-term planning. The firing carries profound implications for the Chiefs' organizational culture. Teams that experience abrupt leadership changes often face shifts in morale, workflow, and internal dynamics. Staff and players may reassess their roles, relationships, and performance expectations in response to a high-profile termination. Analysts note that this type of decision signals a commitment to accountability and strategic clarity, reinforcing that no role is immune from scrutiny. Leadership transitions also test communication, adaptability, and resilience, requiring clear guidance from remaining executives to maintain cohesion. The Chiefs' management must navigate both short-term disruptions and long-term cultural messaging. Organizational culture thrives when accountability, transparency, and alignment are prioritized, and decisive actions like this firing can serve as a catalyst for reinforcement or recalibration. Staff reactions, team performance, and public perception are all influenced by how leadership frames and implements such decisions. Understanding these cultural dynamics highlights why personnel changes extend beyond the individual involved, shaping norms, expectations, and organizational behavior for the entire team. The impact is immediate, yet carries enduring implications for culture and identity. The chief's firing elicited swift reactions across multiple spheres. Media outlets dissected the decision, exploring both the professional rationale and potential consequences for the team. Analysts debated the strategic implications, evaluating how the move might affect game plans, staff cohesion, and player confidence. Fans expressed shock, with social media amplifying both criticism and support for the organization's decision. Commentary focused on the abrupt timing, the high profile of the individual affected, and potential ripple effects throughout the franchise. Team insiders suggested the move was unexpected, catching some staff off guard and triggering urgent adjustments to workflow and responsibilities. Public perception plays a significant role in shaping how the firing is received, influencing both brand reputation and stakeholder confidence. Observers also speculated on successor strategies, potential interim appointments, and organizational restructuring. This chapter examines immediate reactions, highlighting how sudden personnel changes in high-profile teams generate multifaceted responses, emphasizing both the professional and public dimensions of a decision that extends far beyond the individual removed. Media coverage of the firing has been intense and comprehensive. Analysts have dissected internal reports, performance statistics, and organizational behavior to provide context and interpretation. Speculation ranges from disagreements with leadership to strategic misalignment, offering multiple lenses through which to view the decision. Industry commentators assess precedent, comparing similar cases in professional sports where high-profile individuals were removed unexpectedly. Analysts highlight how timing, organizational priorities, and performance metrics converge to inform executive decisions. Media narratives also focus on potential implications for team performance, cohesion, and public image, underscoring the complex interplay of operational and perception-based factors. Expert commentary emphasizes that abrupt terminations, particularly in prominent organizations, serve as signals to internal and external stakeholders, reinforcing the importance of accountability and strategic alignment. This analysis shapes fan understanding, informs league perspectives, and influences broader sports discourse. Understanding media framing and speculation provides insight into how high-profile firings become cultural and strategic touchpoints, influencing narratives well beyond the immediate organization or individual affected. The chief's decision reflects leadership priorities, including accountability, alignment with strategic objectives, and long-term vision. High-level decision-making in professional sports requires balancing performance metrics, interpersonal dynamics, and public perception. Leaders must act decisively to maintain operational integrity and organizational trust. The firing demonstrates that even influential figures are subject to evaluation and consequence, reinforcing the authority of management structures. Analysts note that timing and execution of such decisions are critical, influencing staff morale and team cohesion. Leadership must also communicate the rationale effectively to maintain confidence internally and externally. Strategic planning, risk assessment, and scenario analysis often guide these high-stakes decisions. Understanding the leadership perspective clarifies why the chiefs acted decisively, emphasizing organizational priorities over individual tenure. The decision underscores the complex responsibilities of executives in elite sports, where personnel moves have cascading effects on performance, culture, and reputation. Leadership decisions of this magnitude reflect not only immediate organizational needs, but also a broader commitment to strategic vision and institutional stability. The Firing necessitates rapid adjustments. Within the Chiefs' operational and competitive framework, staff roles, reporting structures, and responsibilities are being reassessed to ensure continuity and performance stability. Players may experience shifts in coaching, guidance, strategy, implementation, or communication channels. Analysts emphasize that swift adaptation is essential to minimize disruptions in both practice and gameplay. Interim arrangements or promotions within the organization can provide stability, yet require careful coordination to maintain cohesion. The team must address both functional and psychological impacts, as abrupt leadership changes can affect confidence, focus, and morale. Effective communication and clear prioritization of objectives are vital during this period. Players and staff must balance adaptation with maintaining competitive performance, while leadership monitors outcomes closely. The Chiefs' response exemplifies how elite sports organizations manage transitions under pressure, integrating operational continuity, performance priorities, and cultural reinforcement. Examining these adjustments illustrates the breadth of impact stemming from high-profile terminations and the importance of agile leadership in maintaining team stability. The firing carries far-reaching implications. For the Chiefs organization, it may influence succession planning, operational priorities, and talent development strategies. Analysts predict potential ripple effects on recruitment, retention, and performance evaluations. Organizational culture may shift, emphasizing accountability, transparency, and alignment with strategic objectives. Public perception and fan engagement could evolve, shaped by the handling of both the firing and subsequent adjustments. Financial and contractual considerations may also be impacted, as role changes affect compensation structures and team budgeting. The decision establishes precedent, signaling expectations for future staff performance and organizational responsiveness. Long-term implications extend to competitive positioning, operational efficiency, and leadership credibility. Understanding these factors highlights that personnel changes are not isolated events, but integral to shaping institutional strategy and culture. The Chiefs' decision demonstrates how high-profile terminations can redefine expectations, influence trajectories, and underscore organizational values, affecting both immediate outcomes and enduring institutional identity. The Chiefs' firing represents a pivotal moment in professional sports management. It emphasizes the importance of accountability, strategic alignment, and operational excellence within high-profile organizations. Sudden personnel changes, particularly involving influential figures, create immediate challenges, but also opportunities for reassessment and growth. The decision illustrates how leadership must balance performance evaluation, organizational culture, and public perception. For the team, the move signals that no role is immune from scrutiny and that decisive action may be necessary to maintain cohesion, integrity, and strategic clarity. Analysts predict long-term effects on team dynamics, succession planning, and performance evaluation, highlighting the broader implications of high-stakes decisions. This episode underscores the complexity of managing elite sports organizations, where operational decisions intersect with cultural, financial, and public dimensions. Ultimately, the Chiefs' action serves as a case study in leadership, accountability, and strategic foresight, demonstrating that even unexpected disruptions can provide clarity, reinforce standards, and shape the future trajectory of a major sports franchise.